that post that you shared with me earlier today, Ewok, from Money Gang Crypto, about Reed's Law, like everybody, we always hear about Metcalfe's Law.
Yep, I'll pull it up.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. We always hear about Metcalfe's Law, which is just more and more people coming to the network as the bull market comes back, which we believe. But there's also the idea of Reed's Law, and that's just that the more activity that's happening on the chain can also expand things, just what's actually already there going on, which is kind of what he was talking about here. So I don't know if you probably can't zoom in too much, but if you want to just read it, or I'll read it, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, no, it says Metcalfe's Law says that every time you add a new user to the network, the number of connections increases proportionately to the square of the number of users. But this Reed's Law states that networks may grow proportionately to the network size, but there are forming groups that scale faster in value than others because of influence or interconnectedness. And I find it more appropriate to the PulseChain, network. We had Metcalfe's Law when it applied to Hex, right? When it was the only product that was on Ethereum. It was the Hexagon ecosystem. It was just one thing, and then you ended up with the Hedron stuff, and then you had the Maxi stuff, and then, as that kind of grew, then Reed's Law kind of took effect. And I find it interesting, how they can say different groups of the people will grow at different, proportions, throughout the way. So it's not Metcalfe's Law and this, in combination. I just found it pretty interesting. There's a whole thread about it, when you're talking about the NFTs and the bridges and the different exchanges and the different things that, I found it interesting to read through, and I never thought about it, because we always hear Metcalfe's Law, when this Reed's Law is actually more appropriate to what we have here with all the different subsets of all the, of the ecosystem. So just thought it was interesting. You should read over it. Money Gang Crypto is the one that posted it. Go, if you're not following him, go check him out, follow him, and read over this thread. It's pretty cool.
And you do bring up a good point, like sometimes we're just thinking about how we have PulseChain now, PulseX, the DEX token, both hexes, all these things on the network, and now these other new platforms like all the PH stuff, which we're going to get to in a moment about Famous. But you make a great point, Ewok, that even before PulseChain, you had all these derivatives with Hex. You had all these, like obviously what Alex has done with Hedron and Icosa was probably the biggest, that happened prior to PulseChain law. I mean, that was a year and a half ago at this point that launched. So that
actually launched when we were in Vegas for the conference in March.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. So, we've had that going on for a long time. Now, hey, not all of it's going to be good. I mean, there's going to be some crap out there that's just something we forget about. I recall a certain airdrop from about 8 months ago that I forgot existed until you mentioned it to me once a few weeks ago, and now I just forgot about it again until now. I mean, there's just going to be stuff like that,
What's that? Yeah, Pulse Bitcoin?
Communis.
No,
all that Pulse Bitcoin stuff and Pulse Doge, whatever Communis was, I forgot that existed, but
well, so the problem with Communis is, it's one of those things where you have to mint it before you end your stake. The problem is you're getting trillions, and I think they're not even anywhere close to, it's 0.0000. I think there's like 7 zeros or 8 zeros. So they're very valueless right now, and I think I stopped doing it. I don't know that there's any support in that community. I haven't heard anything. Nothing's been posted in Twitter, so I just kind of stopped minting it. We'll see. But
well, I had another thought there. Just
Sorry.
Based on the metrics, this is kind of in line with what we're talking about, but PulseChain being a top 5 crypto network right now. So the numbers are all there, the volume, the daily transactions. The other day, it was 811,000 daily transactions we were averaging. Puts Pulse ahead of Coinbase's new base thing. ZK Sync, Solana, Optimism, Osmosis, not sure what that is, Polygon, and Avalanche. So Pulse Network size is matching other top L1s, but is actual DeFi, as we know, and much lower in price. Just an easy opportunity right now. And that's what I think some people may not understand is how busy PulseChain is right now. I mean, it is up there with the most action, comparable to other L1s. You have ones from past bull markets like Phantom, who's suffered, I think, death number 14 at this point, just kind of falling by the wayside. Aptos just launched in this bear market. I don't see it really being mentioned up there. These are all like heavily VC backed, big money, fake DeFi chains, basically. And we have PulseChain pretty high up there right now, and it's brand new. It's 4 months old,
Yeah, let's take a look here at the numbers, actually, because I've got it pulled up. Deck Screener does a good job of showing you the 24-hour volume, and that's really what it's based on. We're at 31.5 million on PulseChain. Base has 33.8, so it's not far from there. Optimism is 43 million. Polygon 65 million. Arbitrum is 165. Then you got BSC at 174, and obviously Ethereum at $500 million. So, these two at least wouldn't be hard to catch. Base, Optimism, Polygon, we could probably do it. We just double the volume, and we would be there. But yeah, it's doing great for being as young as it is. Now, I realize Base is young as well. But they've got a lot more reach with the Coinbase platform. So,
well, it also, I mean, pretty much hardly anything on it is actually anything real anyway. So, yeah, that's not really going to be any competition. I mean, and if people, now it may be up there in terms of numbers and people using it, but if you want to actually, use it as an investment vehicle or something, I think you're going to be pretty upset by the results of that.